Hello, you're welcome to Iron Port, the program that has been specifically designed to bring Ghana's port and maritime industry closer to you. It is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, and the Meridian Port Services Limited. This program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, today for our first topic of discussion, we are centering on the letter of commitment, which is a document which is required during the exportation process. We had a conversation with an official from the Bank of Ghana who will tell us what the LOC is all about and why it is important for Ghanaian exporters to acquire this document. Take a listen.
First of all, I just wanted to tell us, let's go back to basics. What is the letter of commitment, or the LOC?
The letter of commitment, and LOC for short, is a computer-based export document that is prepared online, introduced by Bank of Ghana way back in 2016, to be used by exporters to facilitate export of merchandise commodity from Ghana. So in short, it is a document that is to be used by exporters, to facilitate the export business in Ghana. Now, if you go to section 15 of the Act, it provides as follows. One, each payment in foreign exchange, to and from Ghana between resident and non-resident, and between resident, should be made through a bank in Ghana. So it means that any time there's the need for anybody, to transfer funds from or into Ghana, there's the need for that transaction to be channeled through the banking system. Now, subsection 2 of the section 15 also makes it specific that payment for merchandise commodity from Ghana should also be made by the importers bank through the exporters bank in Ghana. So whenever exporters export merchandise commodities to any part of the world, and then the importer is making payment, the payment should be channeled through the banking system of Ghana. And then subsection 4 is where the crux of the matter is. I mean, there is a penalty, or there are penalties for failing to repatriate export proceeds in Ghana. And the penalties are as follows. Whoever fails to repatriate export proceeds will be fined 5,000 penalty unit. And the value of the penalty unit is what the court of competent jurisdiction will have to determine. Apart from that, whoever committed that offense will also be liable to a term of imprisonment of not more than 10 years. It means that if you contravene the act and you are brought before the law court, the court can also imprison you for a jail term up to 10 years.
I just want to find out from you, do we have any figures with respect to the numbers of those who have not complied or those that you have apprehended using the security agencies?
Actually, what happened was that when we give the data to the security agencies, sometimes it is not always the case that they have to be taken to court. Sometimes they go ahead to use moral suasion, to get them to comply by repatriating export proceeds. Sometimes some of these people are not aware of their responsibilities, and so the fact that they fall into the non-conformity status doesn't mean that automatically they will have to be prosecuted and brought before law. Don't forget that these are exporters, whose role are very crucial in the socio-economic transformation of this country by way of exporting and bringing the foreign exchange that the country needs most into the country. So it is not the case that we always are interested in their prosecution. So we first and foremost take the moral suasion approach, even when we hand them over to the security agencies, and they will do everything possible. And once they begin to have the feel that they have a responsibility and they owe it as a duty to repatriate export proceeds, and they do so, they don't get to that level where they are brought before the law court for prosecution. Almost invariably, the security agencies are able to prevail upon them to repatriate proceeds, because in the first place, when you fail to repatriate, the system will not allow you to do your subsequent export.
Right.
So that is the control mechanism that has been in the system.
Or is it that there's a loophole, or how watertight is the system so that people are not able to, as it were, try to beat it?
Now, the way the system is very, very difficult to build it, because Once that letter of commitment has become a mandatory document, and then every exporter, is brought on board in using the LOC. Once you use it as an export document to export, there is an inbuilt control mechanism. And the mechanism is that the system allows you 60 days within which to do repatriation of the export proceeds.
Right.
So the day count begins when the commodities are on board either the ship or the plane at the various port of departure. And so after the 60 days, when there's no evidence of repatriation for any particular LOC you've generated from the system automatically will block you. And so unless there is a loophole outside the LOC regime, you can never do business again. So you have no option but to either repatriate the export proceeds, or if you have challenges in repatriating the export proceeds, you find a way to get to us for us to look into your case, and if need be, we'll be able to grant you an extended period of time for you to arrange for the repatriation whilst you continue to do your business.
Right. Okay, so as an exporter, why is it important for me to obtain an LOC?
It is important because, as I've indicated, it is a legal requirement, and so everybody will have to comply by that one. And then two, I've also said that this letter of commitment is a monitoring tool that helps Bank of Ghana to effectively monitor all exports, from Ghana, and then also to enforce the law on the repatriation of export proceeds. In other words, to make sure that exporters comply with the law. Again, apart from these two, we also have a situation where we are looking at data integrity. The letter of commitment, the database we are using, anytime exporters input, their details to export, the data is captured in a database. And so at any point in time, we are able to spool data from the system to compile statistical reports on volumes of exports, for a particular period in Ghana. In the case of this LOC, there is a common database. Every exporter, wherever you are able, once you access the system and you log in all the export details, it goes into one database, and at any point in time, any government agency hooked onto the system with specific parameters will spool and generate a report. And when you compare the report across other agencies, you will see that it will be consistent. And so that is one major advantage that this LOC system, which is being hosted by Ghana's Link Services Limited, has brought. And so these are some, and there are other advantages, with the control put in place. People are complying and they are repatriating proceeds. And the more proceeds that are repatriated into Ghana, we are able to accumulate more foreign exchange. And we know the implications. One, to pay for our huge import bills. Ghana, is an import-dependent economy. Over 90% of the things that we consume in this country are all imported. And so we need so much foreign exchange to enable us also pay for our import. And then two, we also need foreign exchange to enable us, shore up our reserve. The Ghana cedi, which is a legal tender in Ghana, is not a reserve currency. It is not a trading currency. It is not a convertible currency. And so it is only, useful within the confines, within the boundaries of Ghana. So if you want to engage in international trade where we need to make payment offshore, the only trading currency are the major ones that you and I will know: the dollar, the pound sterling, the euro, and other convertible currencies. So when we are, with the introduction of LC, where people are repatriating, we'll be able to, build enough reserve to support our cedi currency and to make it strong. And that is also one advantage why there's the need for everybody to embrace the use of the LOC in Ghana.
All right, away from that, our people from the International Maritime Hospital are saying that this year marks the 5th anniversary of the hospital, and as a result, they have a number of activities lined up. The following discussion will tell us more.
So let me come to you, Yvonne, and find out from you. What are some of the activities lined up for the 5th anniversary celebrations?
Okay. So as part of the activities lined up, it's actually a week-long activity. We're starting from coming Saturday all the way to the next Friday. So we started from 10th September. We're beginning all that with sports activities. We'll start by roaming around Tema on a float. Let me call it roaming around. We want people to know about us. We want people to see us around. So there's a float early in the morning on the 10th of September, Saturday morning. And then right from there, we all converge at the Community One Stadium, the sports stadium, where we're going to have fun activities. There's going to be interdepartmental engagements here and there. We also have the community-based football teams. Maybe I'll say the divisional levels. They are not corporate, but the normal divisional level teams. The various communities, we're also trying to play a tournament for all these guys. As part of the activities, we're not just having fun and walking away. We're also doing a medical screening for the public. So you walk in, and then our screening team will just give you a thorough check. If there's a need to see a GP, you are advised to do so. And then at the same time, too, we're doing a blood donation drive, where people who are willing to donate blood to save a life.
Extending an invitation to the public to come. Donate some blood.
Community One Sports Stadium at 9 a.m. That is when it starts. That is for the Saturday event. Then we break off on Sunday. Monday, we still want to give out because we're 5 years. We're saying that we're known for excellent healthcare. We want to give out to the public. And so Monday, we're continuing with the medical screening, where now people are invited in-house to our facility, to our hospital. Just walking, we'll show you where the screening is happening. We take thorough care of you and advise you where you need help. Then the Tuesday will be the Grand Derby, 13th September, where we're going to now walk the public through our history, where we're coming from, where we are now, and where we're going.
Headed,
It is open to the public. And so that is what will happen up to that Tuesday. Then we're thinking that, so we are interested in improving our services. But as staff, what do? We want to, do team building, team bonding, trying to encourage ourselves and motivate ourselves. So from the Wednesday to the Friday is more of an internal package, where we're going to do activities such as pick and act, other things that will let the team bond together and then have fun. And then together we'll be able to give our clients the needed services that they need.
Okay. So let me come to Dr. Cha and find out from you. What are some of the notable achievements that you want to list that you've been able to achieve at IMaH?
I think as a nation we were all hit heavily when COVID struck us, and I am happy and I count myself blessed to be part of IMaH, because at that point IMaH came in strongly and offered major services in the line of COVID. You hear a lot of people struggling to find a facility to be admitted to, and we converted some wards now to a COVID ward just so that we could keep on admitting people. We converted our A&E, a section of it, our general wards were converted to COVID wards just so that we could help relieve this burden that had struck the nation. So I think you may have heard IMaH out there during the COVID time, and that is one great achievement. We are really lucky that we could help when the country needed us. And then we'd also like to tout that we have what we call a cath lab. So it's a catheterization lab. Everybody is afraid to have a heart attack. When you have a heart attack, it's almost like a death sentence. We have the facilities where if you do have a heart attack and you come in early, we can relieve the blockage. And this cath lab also does a whole lot of other things heart-related, angioplasty. If you have a blockage, we can relieve the blockage. If you have a bleeding, we can block it. We can do imaging of your arteries and veins. So it's not too many hospitals can boast of having a cath lab, and it's a major, major thing. So that's one thing we are also very proud of. We are also proud of the fact that we have our flagship imaging department. Like we mentioned, the 4 Tesla MRI machine is none to compare, and we have one. So our imaging department also it's a one-stop shop for anything imaging, X-rays, MRI, CT, dental X-rays, everything you need, and your reports are given to you in a very short time. We will give you we'll give you CDs if you need to take your images elsewhere. And we would also like to talk about our accident and emergency center. We've catered to emergencies that have happened around and even far off. They have brought people to the accident and emergency center. And when you come, the team is always prepared We have like modern equipment, monitors, everything. They are ready to receive you, and they will work on you quickly and diligently. So that's also one of our achievements. And then the fact that we also do major surgeries. So you don't hear too many hospitals carrying out neurosurgeries and orthopedic surgeries. We do all these surgeries in-house, and it's helping to relieve. When you go to the public centers, you see a long list. People's diaries are booked to the year end and to waiting to have surgeries done.
Right.
You come to IMaH, you can get all these surgeries done. IMaH is open to the public. I think because we are situated in the port, people of the mindset that we only cater to the port community, but we cater to the port and beyond. So anybody can walk into IMaH to seek care.
All right, now that we've heard from our guests, let us also hear from you on your comments on the subjects that were just discussed. After that, we go on a break. We'll be back with more news. This one is from Ohima in Tema. She asked, is the LOC exporter registration a requirement for one-time exporters? Also, is the LOC exporter registration a separate activity from the application? Hi Ohima, our guest says the LOC is not only for regular exporters. Also, he says the application is the same as registration because once you apply via the Integrated Customs Management System, you will be registered on the LOC system. This one asks, do you do body sculpting at IMaH? Hello, IMaH says it is one of the services it intends to roll out soon.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Welcome back now. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is saying goodbye to the 2021-2022 National Service personnel, and the authority is also acknowledging some of the efforts the service personnel made in the community. Take a listen. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority takes it upon itself to absorb as many national service personnel as it can to impart upon them the necessary fundamental skills that will prepare them for the job market and life as a whole. Last year, GPHA took up 340 graduates from the various tertiary institutions in the country to undertake their national service in the various departments of the organization. A year on, after learning and participating in the port and maritime industry, one of Ghana's vibrant sectors, the 2021-2022 year group are leaving to usher in a new batch of national service personnel. As part of the NASPA Week celebrations to cap off their stay at GPHA, the national service personnel have made some contributions that are expected to make a lasting impact on the community. This includes the refurbishment of the female surgical ward at the Tema General Hospital. The refurbishments comprised fixing of the ward's leaking roof, painting of the ward, provision of 10 wall fans, window blinds, 6 cardiac tables, 2 patient trolleys, 1 wheelchair, 5 dustbins, food, and other essential items.
So it will go a long way to help us. The trolley especially, our own it's not in good shape. When we are taking patients to theater, they come for admission here before we take them to theater. So on the way, if you don't take care, the patients can fall. So as they've provided 2 trolleys, we are really happy, and we will make sure that we take good care of it. And then the painting of the ward, in fact, it has changed the beauty.
It wasn't an easy task. Sometimes, a day like 3 days ago, we had to leave here around 11 p.m. So if we left here around 11 p.m., you can imagine the time we got home. But then it was our desire, it was our fervent hope to do this, so we are so grateful.
The group also engaged in a blood donation exercise for the International Maritime Hospital, which they believe will go a long way to help save lives. The 2021-2022 National Service personnel, as part of their celebrations, held a sports competition, a fundraising car wash event, a boat cruise, and a dinner party. At the end of service dinner party, the best performing service personnel were awarded for their outstanding service during their stay.
I am tempted to believe that wherever all of you got to serve, you did a fantastic job. Give yourself a round of applause. I hope that as you step out into the world of work, you carry what you learned from GPHA. I do hope that you learned something useful. And I was glad that the Reefer Terminal National Service people, they put together a thesis of some of the challenges and the things that they had observed at the Reefer Terminal And I say kudos to them for that work.
Let us now turn our attention to the global scene and pick a few international shipping and maritime related news. Royal Caribbean Group announced Wednesday that it will be rolling out Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet service across its fleet, beginning immediately. The decision makes Royal Caribbean the first cruise line to pick up Starlink at scale. Royal Caribbean pointed to the service's high speed and low latency, which have proven popular in early trials. In a statement, Royal Caribbean Group President and CEO Jason Liberty said this would open up more opportunities for video calls and streaming at sea. For maritime customers, Starlink markets an advertised bandwidth of up to 350 megabits per second per terminal, which is several times faster than the average home cable installation. There continue to be signs that the surge in container shipping has peaked, contributing to improvements in the operations of the carriers and reducing the backlogs at the major ports around the world. The latest monthly data from Sea Intelligence shows that schedule reliability continued to improve for the third month in a row, and while still significantly below pre-pandemic levels, is now exceeding the average for all of 2021 and only approximately 10% behind December 2020. All right, up next is our Word of the Day segment, a segment that is used to introduce and define words that we often use in this industry and on this platform. Today's word is demarriage.
Demurrage refers to the charge that the merchant pays for the use of the container within the terminal beyond the free time period. This charge is paid to the shipping lines who are the owners or custodians of the containers.
It's time for the schedule of vessels that have berthed within the ports of Tema and Takrade and the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, and the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. This is where we close today's edition of Iron Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, you can watch all our content on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Subscribe, like, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.